What's up, fragrant world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. The day that I am shooting this is not Christmas Day, December 25th, but the day it should be uploading should be that very day. So I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all safe and healthy, maybe with a loved one or two. Maybe got some good gifts. Let me know down in the comments if you got any really fun, fragrant gifts. I would love to know. My name is Justin Copeland. On this channel, Stay Fresh Productions. If you're not familiar, we talk about everything fragrance related. If you have any interest in that kind of content, then please stick around. Consider subscribing. It's totally free and you can always change your mind later. And if you do like this content, please like the video. It really does help with my visibility across this beautiful, flawless YouTube platform. So this is probably one of my favorite videos of the year. We only do it once a year. It's an annual video, and that is my top most worn fragrances, this time for 2020. Now, here on the screen, you're gonna get a glimpse of my process. I use Parfumo.net. I log every fragrance that I wear every single day of the year. And the best way I do that is with the app. There is a mobile app which makes it so easy to log your fragrance. So I do that throughout the whole year, and then at the end of the year, you can see on the screen, I literally go through and I transfer all of those fragrances into an Excel spreadsheet. I take the numbers and then the winner is clear. So from that, we have our most worn fragrances for the year. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I got a lot of fragrances this year. I think my collection just about doubled this year. I'm not sure, I didn't do the numbers, but I have a feeling that's kind of what it was. So many fragrances got worn maybe once or twice. And as a result, as I did all the tallying, there were some ridiculous ties, like 20-way ties for a single number of wears. So I decided to cut things out, cut out all the fluff this year. I'm only limiting it to 5 spots. There are some ties. The 5th spot does have the largest tie, which I think is maybe a 4-way tie, but from there, it gets pretty reasonable. So not quite as many fragrances will be featured this year, but still a good amount, more than 10. I think there's 12 here. Again, kind of confined to 5 different places. One particular house kind of dominated my wearings this year. See if you can guess what it is. Put it down in the comments and let me know what you think it is before we get into it. But let's get into it. Here at the 5th spot, again, we have a 4-way tie. All 4 of these fragrances I wore 6 times. Honestly, I was kind of surprised, especially with a couple of them. And then from there, it only goes up. So there's a ton of fantastic fragrances that I may have wore 5 times or 4 times or 3 or 2 or 1. But again, just for the sake of brevity, we're keeping it simple. Cutoff is at 6. So Prada Rossa Carbon. Haven't had this all that long. So to wear it 6 times is quite a lot. It's a very easy to wear scent. I prefer it to Dior Sauvage. It is based on that DNA. It's almost like a fougere, but kind of stripped away all of the depth, honestly. You're left with lavender, you're left with spices. There's apparently this carbon and this like soil note and like a tincture, I don't know, like a metallic vibe, kind of. But it's fresh, spicy, has a little bit of a creamy sweetness. I think there's tonka bean in here. I really like this stuff. Performance isn't great, but it's not bad, and it's going to get compliments. Next one up here, still in the 5th spot. This one surprised me. I did not expect to wear this 6 times, but I love this stuff, man. It does have a special uniqueness to it. This is 1 Million Lucky from Paco Rabanne. This is a great mix of plum, hazelnut, honey, and aldehydes. That's mostly what I get. So the aldehydes kind of make it fresh, almost a little sparkly. It is definitely sweet. With that honey note, you have a little bit of nuttiness from the hazelnut, and that plum does add a nice kind of succulent, fruity quality, but the fruitiness is definitely second in command here. Really great stuff. Also a great compliment getter. And I'm gonna present these two at the same time. These are both from the house of Argos. And these are really special. I just got these bottles in the mail yesterday. Now you might be thinking, are they new fragrances? No, they're not. They are fragrances I've had for a while. They're fragrances I've already talked about, but they're finally here. The 30 ml bottle size for Argos fragrances are available for purchase, and they are so dang cute, my goodness. So the two we have here are Triumph of Bacchus, my favorite from the house, and we have Brivido de la Caccia, basically my second favorite from the house. Very unique scents. And there's a lot I'm gonna say about these new bottle styles. There's a lot of technology that goes into these things that really sets them apart from their 100 milliliter counterparts, but I'm gonna save that for a dedicated video. So make sure you stay tuned if you wanna learn more about these new goodies from Argos. Okay, let's jump over to the fourth spot. Only two fragrances here. These were both worn 7 times, both fantastic. One of them, beautiful niche fragrance, perfectly unisex or pretty much genderless, and the other one, kind of an underrated designer fragrance that I have talked about quite a bit. So we got Calvin Klein, Euphoria Intense, actually perfumed by Carlos Benaim, master perfumer. This is a beautiful, aromatic, but kind of warm and sweet fragrance. Has amber in it, might have even a little bit of oud in here. I think there's some ginger maybe. It is a little spicy. It's very just kind of a sexy fragrance. It's not super special, a little bit generic, but it does have some charm to it, and it will get positive attention. I've gotten a lot of good compliments with this one. This is probably one of the cheapest ones on the list for sure as well. This next one up is not cheap, but really great fragrance. This is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is called Gentle Fluidity Silver. A very unique scent, and one that is based on a unique concept of taking, I think, 5 main building blocks in terms of fragrance ingredients, using them to create this, and then kind of reproportioning them to create the gold counterpart. Mainly vanilla, an amber accord, juniper berry. You got coriander in here. This is so nice. Beautiful fragrance. It's sweet, kind of fresh with this bite that you get from juniper berry. Has a little bit of almost a creamy clay-like nature, kind of spicy but not really, and that vanilla really shines here, and it's very warm when it dries, and borderline beast mode. It's kind of closet beast mode. You wouldn't think it was so strong, but it is. Great stuff. All right, here at the number 3 spot, we do have a 3-way tie. Now this first one up is kind of a surprise because this one topped my list last year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember how many times I wore it, but maybe at least 20 times, something like that. But this year we only wore it 8 times because I made an effort to change it up and not wear it quite as much, and I think it paid off. But I still love it. This is Layton from Parfums de Marly. My favorite one from the house for sure. You know that already if you've seen my favorite fragrances from every house that I own more than one fragrance video. It's a mouthful, but check out the video, it's a lot of fun. This is a mass appealing monster in a niche presentation. Beautiful bottle, heavy, great quality, great performance. It's sweet with vanilla, apple, spicy cinnamon, fresh geranium, and lavender. A lot of
I think my lung dropped down to my left big toe.
This is a great scent. Only wore it 8 times. A lot of good stuff I wore this year, but 8 times is, again, no small amount. Love it. Next one up in the 3rd spot. I talked about this one a lot early in the year, but haven't worn it much as it's gotten colder, but still a great scent. This is Sean John 3 AM. This is a summer stunner for sure. You got this nice kind of like tonic water accord. It's kind of fresh and bubbly with some citrus, interesting fig note in there, or fig leaf I should say. Yeah, it's kind of like fresh, fizzy, citrusy, but it has, I think there's even some leather in here as it dries. It has a sexiness to it. Great for summer nights, really. Not the greatest performance, but not terrible, and very inexpensive. And the last one up, I don't need to say much about this, but I do love it. I did reacquire it this year, and I'm so glad I did. Again, 8 times. For this one, Dolce Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum. Fantastic. Honestly, timeless classic. This is gonna be around for a long time. God, it smells good. Tobacco-based scent, amber, ginger, grapefruit. Compliment getter for sure. Okay, here at number 2 and 1. Both of these are single place, so there are no ties here. At the second spot, man, I love this stuff. I think I might even like it more than the number 1, but I just wore the number 1 more for some reason. I don't really know why. Not that much more, but significantly enough compared to the rest of my collection. But here, number 2, this is Parfum de Marly Sedley. Okay, man, I love this fragrance. It is a sweet, aromatic citrus kind of fragrance with some woody facets in there, but it has a very sweet mandarin orange. It has a beautiful mint note in there, I believe. It has some herbaceous qualities to it. This is the 2020 reformulation. They improved the performance because the first formulation did not last very long, but they improved it here, added, I think they kind of bumped up the synthetic ingredients, which are aplenty here, but they make it smell fantastic and they make it stick around a little while. I will definitely be recommending this one for the summertime, for years to come, but you should check it out. I'm gonna have links to everything down below, either in bottle and or decant form. And I forgot to mention I wore this 13 times. Reached for Sedley quite a bit. I put a small little dent in this bottle. I'll continue to do so. And at number 1, wore this 17 times. And a lot of compliments on this one. This one is known to be kind of a niche version of Mont Blanc Legend. Same with kind of a niche version of Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. It goes in that direction. This is very fresh, aromatic, herbaceous, musky, but it's mostly aromatic musk with a little bit of sweetness in there, and has great performance for a fresh fragrance. I've complimented people on this, and I've gotten many compliments on this. From Parfum de Marly, this is Percival. So as you can see, you probably guessed it, Parfum de Marly dominated the list this year. Oh man, okay, yeah. It does deserve the number 1 spot. So easy to wear, but it carries a nice high quality nature to it, and the performance is great. You get what you pay for with this. I really believe that, especially for it being a fresh scent that performs. What more could you want? I love this fragrance. Yeah, you could go with the Mont Blanc or the Abercrombie & Fitch, and I wouldn't be mad at you, but I love this stuff because it lasts. Parfum de Marly Percival. Now, I want you to tell me whether or not you were a nerd like I am and measured things and kept track. I want to know what your most worn fragrance of 2020 was. Try to eyeball it. See if you can just remember what you reached for the most, what you gravitated towards, what really captivated you this year. Even if you can't quite remember what you wore the most, at least tell me what your favorite fragrance was this year. I would love to know. You know how it goes. Let's talk about it. If you like the video, please like the video. If you want to help me continue to do this going into the new year, into 2021, you can join my Patreon, join the Fresh Fam, get you some exclusive content. We have our exclusive interactions like private live stream hangouts. We do one-on-one consultations or just hanging out if you want to do that. We got a Discord chat room that we use 24/7 to talk about fragrances. I put out videos over there that you will not see here. There's all kind of fun going on. And again, everything that you can contribute really does help me continue to do this and be able to pay my bills and eat. So I want to spend more time doing this and I need your help. So if you want to consider it, let's get 2021 off to a great start with Stay Fresh Productions. Would love your help, but nonetheless, please consider joining the Fresh Squad here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, we want you. We want you here. So please hit that button and I look forward to seeing you. And I'm so grateful for all of you who've joined the squad this year to bump us over 32,000 subscribers. I usually don't make a fuss about it, but I'm very grateful. Let's keep growing, keep spreading the word. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.